Today, we're going to be talking about vision and mission statements. Vision and mission statements are components of strategic planning and components of business strategy that we hear about a lot, but they're often misinterpreted, misrepresented, or not focused on at all. So we're going to start by digging into what exactly vision and mission statements are. Now, a vision statement is incredibly important because it's how we align our organization, align a company behind a common goal, behind a common truth. So a vision is a vivid statement describing the future state of the organization. So it's an inspirational and aspirational view of where we ultimately want to go to. It's what the organization hopes to become in the future. Now, the mission is related to why an organization exists, often linked to their core purpose. So we can summarize this, we can define this as their reason for existence. Why were they put on this earth as an organization? How do they serve and how do they deliver value for those that they work with? So that is a little bit about what exactly a vision statement and a mission statement is. Now let's explore how it's built into a strategic plan for an organization and also how it's cascaded down through an organization. So if the vision is that inspirational goal, it's the future state we want to go to, it's that North Star, and the mission is our purpose, then we can view this, we can visualize this almost like the tip of the pyramid of our strategy. And we can see this here. So if the vision is that inspirational goal, it's the future state we want to go to, it's that North Star, and the mission is our purpose, then we can view this, we can visualize this almost like the tip of the pyramid of our strategy. And we can see this here. Now, what we often do in strategic planning in business strategy is that we transform the vision and mission statement into something that we call the level of ambition. And the reason that we do this is that the vision and mission is completely interpretable. So if I had an illustrative vision statement for an illustrative manufacturing company, and I wanted to say that we want to be the number one player in the UK market, the number one player could mean something very different to me, as it means to you, as it means to the board, as it means to our employees. So for me, number one could be number one by revenue. For you, number one may mean number one by units sold. For the board, number one may be the value that we deliver for shareholders, for example. So number one means something different to everyone. So the level of ambition there is the transformation of our vision and mission into quantifiable, into trackable goals or KPIs. We have some other videos where we dig into the level of ambition in more detail. But if we go back to our pyramid, at the very, very tip, we have vision, mission, and level of ambition, as we said. And this cascades down to the second component of our strategy, which are our strategic and enabling priorities. So if vision, mission, and level of ambition is what we want to ultimately go and achieve, strategic enabling priorities are how we bridge the gap between where we are today and where we want to be. It's how we go and get to our level of ambition. From there, we cascade down further. So we go to strategic initiatives. Strategic initiatives are how we operationalize the strategy, how we go from talking the talk to walking the walk. So at a tactical level, what do we need to do beneath each priority and across those priorities in order to make the strategy happen? And how does it filter down through the organization to those -1, -2, -3 levels and beyond? Finally, we need to track. So we need to track how effectively we're implementing and executing upon our strategy. How successful or unsuccessful are we being? And we call this progress reviews. And this could be at a cadence of a monthly, quarterly, or annual checkpoint. What this does, as you can see, is from the very, very top where we build our vision, mission, level of ambition, each component below that links to it, either through the how. So how do we do our vision, mission, level of ambition? Well, we do it through our priorities, or the why. So going back up to the top. So why are we doing certain things? Why are we implementing certain priorities? Well, we're doing so to execute, to achieve our vision, our mission, and our level of ambition. So through this slide here, through this graphic, we can see how critical vision and mission is, because it cascades everything else down through our organization and everything links back up to what we ultimately want to achieve. It's providing that single source for everyone of this is where we're going, this is the journey we're going on, and this is what we're aligned behind. Now let's take a look at a couple of famous examples. The first example we're going to look at is Sony, which is an organization I believe that everyone knows. And this is an example of Sony's vision statement from 1950. So a time period just 5 years after the end of the Second World War, where Japan as a country was in great turmoil. Industry and manufacturing in many different sectors were completely destroyed in effect, and they were rebuilding almost from the ground up. And at this time, Sony's vision statement was as follows. We will create products that become pervasive around the world. We will be the first Japanese company to go into the US market and distribute directly. We will succeed with innovations that US companies have failed at, such as the transistor radio. 50 years from now, our brand name will be as well known as any in the world and will signify innovation and quality that rival the most innovative companies anywhere. Made in Japan will mean something fine, not something shoddy. So love it or hate it, this is an example of a very granular, very detailed, very specific vision statement that already within it includes certain KPIs, certain key performance indicators, even certain priorities related to specific products, for example. Now let's take a look at another vision statement, which is pretty wildly different. This vision statement comes from President John F. Kennedy, JFK, and he delivered this in the early 1960s when talking to departments of NASA, of their space program, during the height of the Cold War, during the height of the space race. And JFK, during his site visit to this particular venue, stated, "We will put a man on the moon before the end of the decade." Very short, very succinct, but also incredibly inspirational. It brought the whole organization behind this singular goal of this is what we're going to achieve and this is when we're going to do it by. It was time oriented as well, before the end of the decade. As I'm sure everyone knows, they did it. They put a man on the moon in 1969. So that's a little bit about vision statements. Now finally, we're going to look at mission statements. And what we have here are a few examples, best in class examples you could say, of current but also past mission statements from some very well-known organizations. So here we have mission statements from Google, from Microsoft, from McKinsey, from Nike, and from HP. But for now in this video, we're just going to deep dive on two. We're going to look at numbers 3 and numbers 4. So starting with McKinsey, this is an example of a mission statement, McKinsey's reason for being, which actually has two components, an externally facing component and an internally facing component. So their mission statement is as follows. To help our clients make distinctive, lasting and substantial improvements in their performance, and to build a great firm that is able to attract, develop, excite and retain exceptional people. So the externally facing part there is the first part of it. To help our clients make distinctive, lasting and substantial improvements in their performance. And the second part is internally facing. Build a great firm able to attract, develop, excite and retain exceptional people. That's what they stand for. That's their reason for being. That is why they exist. Nike is a little bit more maverick and some would say a little bit more inspirational, but very much in tune with who they are as an organization. To experience the emotion of competition, winning and crushing competitors. Now for those that know the story of Nike, when it was originally founded by Phil Knight, it was founded as a shoe company. They sold running shoes initially, and then they sold other shoes, then they moved into clothing and beyond. But within this mission statement here, there's nothing about shoes, there's nothing about clothes. It's just experience the emotion of competition, winning and crushing competitors. That's what they stand for, and that's the feeling that they want to elicit in those that work in their company, but also those that engage in their company. That anytime someone puts on Nike shoes or a Nike hoodie or anything else related to Nike, they experience the emotion of competition. They experience the emotion of winning and they experience the emotion of crushing competitors. So today in this video, we've looked at vision and mission statements, what they are, the importance of them, as well as some specific examples of famous vision and mission statements. Now lastly, I just want to close out by talking about how we can actually begin to craft vision and mission statements within organizations. And what we've seen that's incredibly important is to make it, at least for the most part, a collaborative process. To engage people in the actual methodology, the actual frameworks of building vision and mission. to gather feedback from our team members, whether that's at the very, very top or whether that's all the way through to the shop floor, the very coalface of our business. We want to leverage their understanding of different components, be it marketing, be it sales, be it operations, be it customer-facing elements. And we want to draw on those experiences and draw on their insights in order to craft a vision and mission statement that everyone can see themselves in, that's inspirational, that's aspirational, that's meaningful, and ultimately provides a very, very clear idea of what we want to go and achieve, so where we want to go, and why we do it, what we stand for. And if we get that right, the rest of the strategy cascades down from there. And the input and the drive and the commitment of our team feeds back up to achieving the very, very top. Thanks for the time today, and look forward to seeing you next time.